Jay Beeber. So you're the executive director of the National Motorists Association. So we just saw a landslide election with President-elect Donald Trump winning, and a key issue was electric vehicle mandates, especially in those key Rust Belt states, Michigan, Ohio. It's Donald Trump, his victory, because the left was all in on this, to phase out the gas-powered vehicle, move to this forced shift to electric. Is Donald Trump going to save the American auto industry?
Well, I believe that Donald Trump is going to make a huge difference with regards to the auto industry in America, and also in terms of our freedom to choose what kind of car we want to drive. And that's really the big thing for the National Motorists Association, which is that we believe that the American people, actually any people, should have the choice of what kind of vehicle they want to drive. Freedom is paramount, and forcing people into vehicles that don't work for them for some greater reason that doesn't actually even work out is not the way to go, and we're hopeful that the Trump administration is going to make a huge difference with regards to that.
Speaking of just electric vehicles too and stuff, people, it's fine if the free market is able to decide that and people can choose what kind of vehicles they want to buy. What are your thoughts about those sweeping mandates the Biden administration and the left are trying to put in?
Yeah, look, all these mandates for electric vehicles, at some point reality comes along and smacks you in the face, which is the free market decides what's actually going to happen out there. And my belief is that they're going to have to significantly scale this back for any of the states that still want to get in all in on this kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is people are not buying these things. They've basically maxed out. The vast majority of electric vehicles are sold in the wealthiest zip codes in the bluest states. And so our tax dollars are subsidizing the wealthiest people with regards to buying electric vehicles so they can feel good about themselves and feel like they're doing something for the environment. And so the regular folks, it often doesn't work for them. It could be a great second car, it could be even a great first car for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody, and that's the problem with the government mandating this kind of stuff. Absolutely.
And now, we've also seen these factories being built in Mexico by China, and we're going to manufacture electric cars there, walk them across the border, and it could undercut the American auto industry there. And Donald Trump has talked about tariffs to kind of counteract that. What are your thoughts about that and that plan?
Yeah, well, look, it's obvious that China engages in unfair trade practices, and I think that Trump's idea of tariffs to use them as leverage in those particular reasons is a good thing. Tariffs overall for everything, probably not a great idea, but when you have somebody engaging in unfair trade practices, spying on American companies and stealing their IP and all that kind of stuff, you have to do something. You don't want to go to physical war, so using trade as a leverage on that would make a whole lot of sense.
Would you like to see anything done, like legislatively, to protect the American auto industry and American auto workers, or beyond what Donald Trump's pledging to do through the executive?
Yeah, I think what we can do overall for the American auto industry and just for Americans in general is to stop the war on cars. We obviously know that there is a war to get you out of your car, to get everybody on a bicycle, to live in 15-minute cities so you never go more than 15 minutes away from where you live. That's the way life used to be before automobiles were invented. Automobiles were one of the greatest inventions ever for prosperity and for freedom. And the people who want to curtail your freedom to do that really hate freedom. That's really what this is about. And so whatever the administration can do, from changing all of the folks at the federal highways or NHTSA or any of those organizations that are really all in on this nonsense of getting you out of your car, we're hopeful that the administration is going to make a lot of those changes and really dig deep into those agencies and really clean house.
And we're going to have a major change in the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
So,
comes soon enough.
Secretary Mayor Pete Buttigieg is leaving, and we'll be getting former Representative Sean Duffy. Can you talk a little bit about that, and what do you think that means for the auto industry?
Well, the interesting thing about Sean Duffy is he doesn't have a whole lot of history with regards to transportation, but in terms of his ideas about freedom and what we know about him, pretty sure that, well, first of all, anybody would be better than what we have now, but that's a pretty low bar. But we think that he's going to be great, and we also think that if he can make changes at the heads of the other administrations there, like Federal Highways and NHTSA, and even just sort of the people that are just below him. Right now, there's a woman who's named Polly Trottenberg, and she's just an anti-car fanatic, and a lot of the policies out of DOT is coming from her, all this anti-car stuff, and So he's got a clean house. He's got a clean house at DOT. He's got a clean house at the agencies themselves, and really focus in on all of this nonsense like complete streets, which is basically socialism for roadways. Whereas, it has to be equity for bicycles and pedestrians and everything, even though 90-some-odd% of travel is by car. So this is the kind of stuff that they want to impose on us, and it's really impairing our ability to get around.
We're here at Turning Point USA's America Fest. What is your message for here at America Fest?
I think the message is that freedom in and of itself is a great thing, and your freedom to travel is hugely important in terms of all the other freedoms that you want to exercise. And so if you can't get around, if you can't go where you want to go, when you want to go, how you want to go, that's curtailing all your other freedoms as well. So transportation and the use of your personal automobile, even though most people don't think about it from day to day because it's just something that's there for you, at some point it may not be. And so you really got to pay attention to these types of policies which are designed to force you out of your car and take away that freedom.